Hi guys, Ivo and Susan here from Vloggers on the Loose, and today we're in the southern suburbs of Perth, bringing you the three most affordable suburbs south of Perth. And we're in Callista at the moment. Callista is the most expensive one out of the three. It's got a median house price of 348,500 Australian dollars. So the suburb's pretty old. It's been here since the 1950s. It was mainly a state housing suburb back in those days. There probably are still a few of the old state houses around the place. Now, the main feature of this suburb is that park, what you can see down there. It's actually called the Kwinana Adventure Park, and looks pretty good. But we thought we'd stand in the middle over here somewhere, and so I can point out a few things for you. So you've got a few of the houses over there, and some of them are fairly old, or most of them are fairly old. And then behind or in front of me over there, you've got the Callista Primary School. Over there's also a few high schools, and this side over here you can't see it, but there's a big shopping centre over there called Kwinana Marketplace. So this Callista is about 33 kilometres south of the Perth CBD, and it'll take you about 30 minutes to drive there by car. There is no train in the area, but there are buses in the area. Well, the closest train you'd probably have to go to Rockingham, I'd say. So we'll drive around the place and show you guys a few of the houses, because it's actually starting to rain over here. We'll drive around the place and show you a few of the houses and probably the shopping centre also. And then we'll move on to the next suburb, which isn't too far from here actually. It's actually right next door, which is good for us, not too much driving. So we'll head off now and show you around the suburb. So this here is the Callista Primary School, guys, as you can see over there. And we'll just take a little drive through the area over here. Like I said, it is starting to rain, so, and that camera isn't waterproof. So, like I said, this used to be an old state housing area in its day, and you will find a lot of old original houses through here, and houses that have been added on. Like for instance, this house over here, that one there would have been added on, the second story of that. That's all timber clad over there. Then you've got something sort of newish over here, which probably dates back to the 1990s. But there's a few houses in here that actually dates back to the 1950s that we've seen advertised for sale, and they don't look to crash hot. But the ones that go back that far, that are advertised for sale, they're actually coming in at about $270,000. So here's a few of the older ones here. These here would be some of the old state houses through here, I'd say. That's still got a nice, this one here, that's definitely a state house. That's what they used to look like in the day. Are the front gardens kept neat? Well, some are and some aren't. It's like probably in every suburb. This one here looks fairly good. It's got a lot of, it's got no grass in front, but it's got all plants and that, so that garden looks alright. So this is some of the real old houses through here, guys. You can see a lot of them are timber clad, and they would have been probably since the 1960s, I would say. They look pretty old. Hi guys, so this here is the Kwinana Marketplace Shopping Centre. It'll be the closest big shops to Callista. It's got a lot of shops in here. It's got Coles, it's got Aldi, it's got Woolworths, it's got everything in here that you'll need for your shopping. As you can see guys, the windscreen wipers are going, because it's actually raining here in Perth, so it's not a very good day for filming. But we will do our best. It's got a few fast food outlets here also. I've seen the usual suspects over here. McDonald's is there. So we live quite a long way from here, over an hour, so we're nowhere near this place. But it looks quite a modern shopping centre. I don't think it's brand new, but it looks fairly modern. It's been here a while, I think. Hi guys, so that there's just a Dan Murphy store. They sell all your alcohol needs and that if you like to have a drink. Quite big here in Perth. Or I don't know if they're Australia-wide, but they are quite big here in Perth. Yeah, they are Australia-wide. That wraps up the area of Callista. So we'll take you to the next suburb now, which is the number 2, the second most expensive in the 3 suburbs that we're doing. Hi guys, so we're in the next suburb here, situated just next to Callista, and it's called Medina. And Medina is about the same amount of kilometres from the CBD. So this place was developed in 1951, or established in 1951. And the house behind me here is a typical house of the area. There's a lot of the timber style houses in this area. So this house behind me is actually for sale. And it looks a bit worse for wear, as you can see. But it's on a big block, about 800 square metres I think the block is. So, and it's a corner block also. So this house is on the market for 270,000 plus, or from 270,000. And the median house price in the area is 325,500. So if you can pick this up, we've looked on realestate.com. And this place here is fairly run down inside. I'm not sure if we looked at 2 houses actually, so I'm not sure if this one's the one without the ceilings inside. But no, it's not. This one has got ceilings, but it's pretty rough. But if you're a bit of a handy person and you can pick it up for 270, good luck to you. It's on a big block. So, like I said, this Medina's got a small shopping centre here in the area. It's got a tavern also. And the major shopping centre is the Kwinana Marketplace, which will service Medina and Callista, the first suburb we mentioned. How can I describe the area? It's quite run down, to be honest. But you know, like I said before, these type of areas usually pick up later and become quite good areas. So if you're interested, have a look around the place if you can and see what you think. And we'll take a bit of a drive around. The rain has stopped now. We'll take a bit of a drive around the area and show you guys the typical types of houses in the area. Then we'll move on to the next area. So guys, we're just driving down one of the streets here in Medina, and this is the typical type of house you will come across in the suburb. It's like I said, it's a bit run down, the area, and it's but they are in big blocks. It used to be an old state housing commission area in its day, and most of the state houses are still standing, and that's why the ones for sale are going for the price it is, because it's quite run down. Probably dates back to the 1950s when look at this old house here. I mean, a lot of it's timber down the bottom, and some of it's asbestos, so you've got to be wary of that also, because you don't want to start working with something that's asbestos. So this here could be asbestos, it could be a type of veneer also. And you've got a brick one over here, which looks half decent for the area. This one looks okay. And this here is another. This road looks quite new actually, what we're on here. But these houses look quite run down. I mean, the gardens are kept reasonably neat. So there you go, there's another old house over there, pretty old. Another old one here, that's old Holmes Westone, or State House. We've called these things different names throughout the years here in Perth. State housing, Holmes West, social housing, you name it, we've come up with a name for it. So there's another one there. A lot of rubbish piled out the front, but anyway. So there are schools in the area, guys. There's a small shopping centre in Medina, and there's a few little there's doctor's surgery and bus routes and all sorts of stuff going to various parts of the city. So if you like this area and you think it's for you, check it out, because you could get a bargain, even if you're an investor, and you're pretty handy with your hands. You can fix the houses up and rent it out. So we might just wrap it up here with Medina, guys, and as we drive past this very nice park over here, we'll wrap the area up and we'll head on to the next area. Hi guys, we're in the cheapest suburb south of the river in Perth, Western Australia. And as you can see, we've noticed as we drove in here, a brand spanking new police complex behind us there. So that'll probably come in handy in these cheaper suburbs. You can see it over there, it's just been built, or it's nearly finished, but they haven't moved in yet. And in front of me over there, that's the biggest shopping centre in the area. And we've just been in there, and it's not too bad inside, looks pretty good in there actually. It's got Aldi's, Coles, Woolworths, all sorts of stuff. It's called, I won't tell him the name because that'll give away the name of the area that we're in. But anyway, this suburb comes in at, I've got some notes here guys, so I have forgotten already what the suburb comes in at. So this suburb comes in at 322,500 Australian dollars, the median price in the area. It's a big suburb, it's also an old suburb. It was established in 1830, and it's about 28 kilometres southeast of the Perth CBD. The suburb is called Armidale. Now, we haven't yet taken a proper drive around the area, but to me it looks pretty good. Last in the northern suburbs I picked Midland has been your better suburb, and that was the cheapest. I think I'm going to pick Armidale this time, and that's the cheapest, because it seems to have everything here. It's a massive suburb. It's got 13,500 people in the area, so you've got a mixture of all different sorts of houses. In the 1970s, a lot of the £10 POMs came out here because land was fairly cheap. That's the £10 POMs we used to call them back then, because they used to pay £10 to come over to Australia. And there's four primary schools in the area and 2 high schools and a couple of private schools also. There's a hell of a lot of shopping in the area. It's not only this shopping centre here, but there's also a few other shopping centres that we've seen, mainly Haynes Shopping Centre, I think it's called. That's around the place. A lot of churches, restaurants, cafes, pubs, all sorts of stuff in the area. So at a median price of 322,500 Australian dollars, this might be a good suburb to have a look at. There's also a train line comes through here, the Armidale train, and they're doing a lot of work on that train line at the moment. The train line's actually closed at the moment, or the station is, because they're doing a hell of a lot of work, but it will be opening up in the next 18 months or so. Brand new station, all sorts of brand new things. So to me it looks like it's starting to develop. Although it is an old area, they're starting to get a lot of new things in the area, mainly this police complex over here we've seen. And so if you're after something at a reasonable price, guys, check out Armidale in Perth in Western Australia. So what we'll do now is we'll take you for a drive around the suburb and check out a few of the houses. So there's we're just driving around, guys. Armidale is an aged care centre, a brand new aged care centre being built there. This is the railway line here. I'm just crossing it at the moment. So this is the railway line. This will take you right into the city. And we're just going through a bit of the residential area here in Armidale. And as you can see, there's all sorts of different housing types here. There's a few units over here. They look fairly well maintained and kept. So Armidale looks okay. It's further out from the Perth CBD. 28 kilometres I think, but 28 k's isn't that much. But yeah, it's there's all sorts of different. The houses will be smaller over here, but it'll be on big blocks, I would think. So because in the 1970s, when it really started to develop out here, the blocks were fairly big. You know, they're averaging about 800 square metres. You would probably get a few here. That's the old quarter acre, 1,000 square metres. But yeah, the area doesn't look too bad. The houses don't look too bad. And you've also got everything out here. You've got all your shopping, your medical facilities. There's a hospital out here. You've got your medical facilities. You've got restaurants, you've got pubs. It doesn't look like too bad an area. It's got a bit of a crime rate, I guess, like most of these type of cheaper areas. There's always a few things happening out here. It butts onto the southwest highway, by the way, which takes you right up to or right down to Bunbury, Bridgetown, all those country areas. So it's a good little drive on that southwest highway. We done a video on that actually when we took our trip down to Bunbury. We, if you want to check our video on Bunbury, we drove on the Southwest Highway and it's pretty good. So there's the Armadale Arena over there. And here's a little mini mart over here. So it's full of graffiti. I don't know if it's open. I don't know if it's still in operation, guys. But we're just going down another little side street here in Armadale. And yeah, what do you think? Leave some comments down below for us. This is Armadale, Western Australia, in the southern suburbs of Perth, the cheapest suburb in the southern suburbs of Perth. So these are a few old houses. Like I said, the suburb's been around for a long time. There's 13,500 people live in the area. Not sure if I mentioned that. But yeah, if you want a cheaper house, and the houses look quite okay. Yeah, the construction, it all looks like it's brick construction. Like the other suburb we showed you, Callista, that wasn't really brick construction over there. Here's a school over here, guys, Gwen Park Primary School. So like I said, there's 4 primary schools in the area and 2 state high schools and a couple of private schools also. This year looks like it's one of the private schools over here, Dale Christian School. That'll be a private school. That looks pretty good, very colourful. So guys, I think you get the gist of Armadale and the housing quality over here. And the shopping centre, like I said, looked pretty good. So we might wrap it up over here on the city of Armadale, or on the suburb of Armadale in the city of Perth. Guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and because we see there's a lot of views happening but not a lot of subscriptions. So if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it's fairly easy. You can do it on your TV also. I'll try and explain, but we might do a little video on it, but I will try and explain. If you're watching a video on YouTube and you pause that video that you're watching, you'll see a little icon of that video come up, a little circle. Click on that. And when you click on that, it'll tell you a bit about the person who's made the video, and it'll also have a little area in there for you. The word subscribe will be written in there, and all you have to do is click on that and you've subscribed. So it's pretty easy. So if you're watching our video on your TV, very easy to subscribe. So we'd appreciate that, guys, and keep watching our videos, and we'll see you in the next one.